YouTube? Welcome back or to the channel. Work Hard Ellswick, back out in the garage again, just like I always am. And we are hitting this bracket today. We're going to hit this bracket today. So I started pulling the Hornblasters Goliath bracket apart after I got it out from underneath the truck. This thing's hit. So let me show you guys what I got going on. I'm going to finish getting this thing pulled apart, and we're going to start getting it cleaned up. Check this out. Alright guys, here we go. So I got some of the parts pulled off this thing. I got a mess going on over here. But I got one of the compressors out. The other one's over there loose. I'm going to get that ripped out. We got the electric valve, 6-way banjo. That's all loose, ready to pull out. So really the only thing I got left to pull off is the tank. And the tank doesn't actually look that bad. Most of the corrosion that you're seeing is from the fittings. So I've ordered all new fittings for the tank. I got a new electronic valve here. I got a new 6-way position banjo here. All new mounting hardware, all new everything for this thing. So, and I hit it with my grinder a little bit, so you can kind of see that's what it used to look like. Looks like bare metal now. So this is just all really cosmetic surface rust. There's no big deal. So I'm gonna finish getting this thing ripped apart, and then we're gonna get it cleaned up. So the issue and what I'm worried about is inside these little cracks here, because I can't get my grinder in there or my cleanup wheel. I'm basically using a 120 grit sanding disc on my grinder here. And that's what I cleaned that stuff up with. So that's easy enough, but obviously that won't fit down in here, and I don't want to make those edges really sharp. So I'm gonna finish getting all this stuff pulled off this bracket and get my table cleaned up here so I can put my sandblaster together. That's my sandblasting cabinet in that box over there. And I will flat sand all this stuff with the grinding, with the sanding disc, and then we'll throw this thing in the sandblaster and hit all these little edges in here, because all that old paint and primer has to come out of there, otherwise the powder will not stick to it. And then hopefully we can get this thing powder coated tomorrow. So that'll be my last day. Some of these fittings I did have to order because I didn't have enough in the stock that I got, but I'm going to replace all of them. So some of them I didn't have, so I had to order. So now I'm going to have to wait for those stuff to come in. This is the hardware from the compressors. Man, I don't know why all this stuff wouldn't be stainless, but knowing the stuff's going to ride on the outside of the vehicle in rain and everything else, but I'm going to replace it with all stuff that that won't rust. All right, let's finish getting this stuff pulled apart. Alright guys, there you go. So there the bracket is. Gotta get a better look of it at. So everything's yanked off of it. I got a couple of these little clips left to pull off, but those are just double back sticky taped on. So we'll get those knocked off, and we're gonna be some sanding fools here in a little bit, because we gotta get this all sanded. But first I gotta get this table cleaned up. So I got a place I can build that at. That way when I'm ready to sandblast this, I can put it into that cabinet. So stand by one. Alright guys, check this out. So we're over here cleaning this bracket up. I got the majority. The other side is already all nice and smooth. I'm kind of getting this side all nice and smooth and shiny again. And like I said, outside of a little, and I still got some more to clean up here and here, but outside of a little pot marks, most of this stuff was just all surface rust, if you will. and I really need to get this thing sanded so I can get this stuff all put back together. Here's everything over here. I still got to go through and clean all this stuff, and we got all the new brackets, or I'm sorry, fittings and everything we need from Hornblasters. Everything showed up, so I'm gonna try and get this thing knocked out so I can get it hung on the rack, and we can get some powder shot on this thing and make it look good again. All right, that's where we're at, trying to get this video done so I can get it up. All right, let me try this again. I was so rudely interrupted by the air compressor there. So I'm just using these little 4.5 inch grinding pads. It's just sandpaper on there. I'm not trying to change the contour or anything of the metal or dig down into it too far. Again, this is pretty thick stuff, so this is basically just taking all the paint and everything off. So I went over it to get the paint really is going to really gum these things up pretty fast. So I went over it with some heavier stuff, getting the paint and primer and everything off, and now I'm just going back over it with some 60 and 80 grit, just getting all the rust and stuff pulled out of it, and then I'm going to hit all the edges that I can't get with the grinding pad with the wire wheels, and we're going to call that good enough and get some powder on this thing. Let me get this table a little further out. This stuff's making a huge mess in my garage, which will all have to be cleaned up before I start powder coating. But let me get some video of this, guys, so you can see. So now we got a lot of nice shiny metal that the powder will have a problem sticking to. So our only concerns now is these tight spots in here, which you can still see a little bit of surface rust and paint in there, and I'm going to get after those with these wire wheels real quick. And you can see down in here, both sides down in here. And I've done that a little bit. I kind of cleaned this up a little bit to make sure that was going to work, and it knocks that paint out of there really fast. Obviously some stuff down here in the welds, paint wise, in the little corners here. I'm gonna get all that stuff knocked out here real quick, and then I'll catch back up with y'all when we got this thing hanging. Stand by. Alright guys, here we go. So this thing's pretty cleaned up here. We were able to get most of the stuff out of the cracks and stuff with the old cheek pokers over there. Got everything cleaned up. That's about as best as it's gonna get. Couple little corners I want to touch up here and there, maybe inside the holes here. I'll do that real quick with a little sander on my Dremel. Nothing major there, but yeah, she's looking good. Next step, wax and grease remover, and then we'll start getting some powder on it. Unfortunately, that's going to have to wait till the next video, as I am out of time again with everything that was going on this weekend. I just had enough time to get this thing cleaned up and get it hanging on the old rack here, so we can get it prepped and get some powder going on it. Been a pretty crazy weekend. Here, let me show you guys what I used. So I showed you the sanding disc that I used earlier, and I still got some left. little 4.5 inch. And I use these cheek pokers here, and kind of see I got some holes in me. This is why I call them cheek pokers, to get into the little cracks and stuff and get all that excess cleaned out of there. So that worked really good. This thing may not be perfect when it's done, but it's going to be 110 times better than what it was with just the paint on it. So first powder coating project, if I can talk straight, ready for some powder. So some wax and grease remover will get it all cleaned up. I'm going to bake it for about 20 minutes at about 100 degrees or so, because it did have grease and oil and stuff on it. And they said anytime, as I was researching powder coating stuff, anytime that you have anything like that could possibly have oils and stuff ingressed into it, it's a good idea to get it in the oven and get it heated up and make sure you get all that stuff out. So we'll wax and grease everything on it. We'll put it in the oven, bake it at about 100 degrees or so for about 15-20 minutes, and then pull it back out, let it cool, wax and grease it all again to make sure we got everything off of it, and then we'll go ahead and get it powdered. So that should come out good. The other update I got is this here, and I shot video on all this. Unfortunately, that light ain't gonna do much justice here, but unfortunately the video got corrupted. But we have our sandblasting machine together and all ready to go. So I suppose I could probably throw that rack in here, but I spent so much time sanding on it and getting it all cleaned up, I really don't want to dirty this thing up. Look how clean it is. But she's all ready to go. Airline coming into it. The vacuum system is not hung up on it yet because I haven't got it. There's the out for that, but you could actually use, I could use my shop vac on it. I got a big enough shop vac. We could throw it right over that hose there, and that'll do the job for us if we need it. So one good thing came of all this. I got this thing from Eastwood. Excuse me, I think this is their B60 model. And is good to go. Nice solid unit. I like it. That tape that you're seeing there is the plastic cover that they send, that protects the inside of the glass here. I gotta wipe the inside off still, but I'm gonna keep that over the outside to keep it from getting a bunch of dust and stuff on it. But she's ready to rock and roll. The other thing is we got rear-ended. For y'all that don't follow me on Instagram, I posted this yesterday, but we were at a baseball game yesterday, and in between games we went to get some lunch. We were sitting dead stopped and in traffic, and some lady flew up behind us and crashed into us. So bed's pretty bad. I know it's going to be kind of hard to see with the camera, but she caught the bed corner there. That's all caved in there. It's all crinkled there. That's all crinkled there. Bumper's got to go. It's mangled. All the plastics. The tip, exhaust tip there, got it a little bit, but not too bad. Tailgate's all messed up here and been in. She caught this corner of it. Tail light's busted. It's gonna have to get changed out. I'm gonna have to order some new tail lights for it, but yep, so she'll be going away. She's got to go in the shop here for a little while, so I don't know, I got to give the police time enough to make the report, and then I'll get into seeing what we need to do to fix that damn thing. I'm telling you, there's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. And on top of all that, I had to have the old lady's dog put to sleep this past week, so it has just been one hell of a week. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this one. This is a major win here. I finally got this thing cleaned up so I can start getting some powder on it. The next projects will be, I think I'm going to do my hitch. I'm going to do my hitch white. So, and the stabilizing bar kit. I'm going to do all that stuff next, but I really want to get this thing done first. I got everything over here. I got to clean all this stuff up. We got all the stuff from Hornblasters all the extra pieces and stuff that I need, so we can just replace everything and make it solid again. It worked great when I took it off, but now that I got it all apart, I'm going to make sure everything's good on it before I put it back together. So if you haven't done so already, check me over out on the gram. I do have a giveaway going until June 11th or 12th, I believe it is, for another rock light setup. So go over there, check that out, guys. Get involved with that. I'll always have it posted to my story over there. So just look for the 5K giveaway round 2 is what it's named, and you guys can go ahead and get in on that. But for now, I'm gonna get ready because I gotta go to work in the morning. 2 days this week, that's it. So kind of looking forward to that, and then I'm off for a week, and we are gonna hit this stuff hot and heavy and get this all done. Get this thing powder coated finally, get it all rebuilt, get it put back on the truck, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, that's all I got on this one. I appreciate all of you out there that watch. Check out the videos, comment, leave likes. I really do. Without you asking questions and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't even do this. Real excited about this first powder coating project, though. Be the first thing I powder coat. So cross your fingers, wish me luck. Hopefully it comes out good. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.